Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, a lot of news came out today in the boxing world, so I'm gonna get into that. Obviously, some things happened with Roman Gonzalez, and I cover Roman Gonzalez very hard on this channel, so obviously that's the first thing that I want to address. Now, if you guys haven't heard already, it's been reported by Boxing.com that Roman Gonzalez turned down an offer. It wasn't specified how much the money was, but he turned down an offer with Naoya Inoue for basically a unification fight because he didn't like the money. Now, Inoue Gonzalez, that's a fight that if you guys have followed this channel for like the last 4 or 5 months, you know that I really wanted to see that fight. I think it's a great fight. I think it's the kind of fight that boxing fans deserve. But you know, it's no secret that in these smaller weight classes that, you know, these guys don't get paid a lot. I think they're unjustly paid. I think the small weight class guys are a lot tougher and have way more balls than a lot of your favorite fighters at middleweight and welterweight and even heavyweight, honestly. So with that being said, you know, I felt they're unjustly paid. I feel like, you know, for big fights in those divisions, they should be getting paid $3 million, $4 million. Honestly, if you're talking about guys who should get $3-4 million, it's guys at like 115 pounds, top 4 guys. This is a huge fight. Obviously, I want to see it, but before I get into this article, let me get started off by saying that, am I happy with Gonzalez turning down the fight offer? Absolutely not. That's a fight that I really want to see. I'm pissed that he turned it down, but I understand why he turned it down because, I mean, let's just do basic mathematics, okay? Basic mathematics, all right? In Roman Gonzalez's fight with Brian Valoria, he only made $250,000. Now, keep in mind, guys, that when we look at these purse totals for guys, that is not actually what they're going to take home because these guys have trainers, these guys have managers, the guys have promoters. In some cases, they have strength and conditioning coaches. So it might say Roman made $250K, but we know he's not taking the full $250K home. So keep that in mind. He made $250K versus Brian Valoria. All right. In his last fight with Carlos Cuadras, he made a career high payday of $400,000, and then in his fight with McWilliams Arroyo, he brought in $300,000. So $300,000, $400,000. That's what, $700,000 plus $250K. That's $950,000 in those last 3 fights. And honestly, it's a crying shame that the best fighter in the world doesn't need to get paid $1 million because let's compare this to a guy like Daniel Jacobs, who, if we're being honest, you know, yeah, he beat Peter Quillin, but in the grand scheme of things, how great is Peter Quillin? Really, I like Peter Quillin. I've done interviews with him on this channel, but Peter Quillin is not an A-level fighter, and nor is Peter Quillin going to the Boxing Hall of Fame. And yet, if you go look at what Jacobs made in this fight with Peter Quillin in the so-called, you know, battle for Brooklyn, that didn't do anything. You know, I mean. Ratings-wise, that didn't do anything. He made $1.5 million for that fight, which is more than Gonzalez has ever made in one fight. And on top of that, that ratings-wise, that fight didn't do nearly as good as Gonzalez Cuadras. If you go look at the ratings for Quillin and Jacobs, it averaged 386,000 viewers on Showtime. So that wasn't a huge fight, despite the fact that, you know, it was the battle for Brooklyn, and it was the 2 biggest names in all of Brooklyn battling it out with each other. So. But Jacobs still got paid $1.5 million, and now he's going to be fighting GGG, and he could be in line for a big $3 million payday. Now, if you go look at what Roman Gonzalez did in his fight with Cuadras, they averaged 833,000 people watching the fight, and it peaked at 951,000 people. So with that being said, he deserves $1 million payday way more than Daniel Jacobs. I mean, these guys are really going in there and they're putting it on the line, fighting the best guys in their weight class in the most stacked division in boxing. So I think Gonzalez is right. Honestly, at first I was really pissed off. I still am pissed off because I didn't want to see the fight, but I get where he's coming from because this is a guy who knows he's the best fighter in boxing. A lot of people think he's the best fighter in boxing. He's proven to be the best fighter in boxing, but he's not paid like the best fighter in boxing, and he should be paid for these big time matchups. If you want to see big time matchups, people should have to pay for it, and I get where he's coming from. So I'm gonna read you guys quotes in regards to Naoya Inoue. Now, he wants the Quadras rematch because a lot of you idiots out there, and well, I can't say a lot of you idiots, a lot of you people out there, and a lot of people in general, even Gonzalez himself thought that fight was a lot closer than the judges' scorecards indicated. I didn't. I thought that Gonzalez won 9 rounds or 8 rounds. With that being said, he said that he wouldn't mind doing the Quadras rematch. I would love to see it. And he also has maintained his stance throughout the course of this that, you know, he said about in October, and I had the article in front of me. I'll read that one after I read this. He said in October that if he's going to fight Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch, they got to pay him well, pay him what he's worth. And he's talking $1 million, $2 million, and they both, not just Roman, but Estrada as well, has maintained that stance. So that being said, here's what he said in this particular article about Inoue. He said, I quote, "I don't care if Estrada asks me for a rematch. If he's not going to offer me good money, it won't happen. A rematch with Quadras would be tremendous. There would be more money. I don't know if people from HBO are interested in a fight with Inoue in the United States. I've been offered a fight with Inoue, but with a low purse, which does not suit me at all. The problem is the purse. It all depends on the people from HBO." So Roman will fight anybody. His resume speaks on that. It speaks to that because regardless of what any people out there who are praying for this man's downfall say, he has a better resume than anybody in boxing, honestly. And on top of that, you know, he's been consistent as far as like wanting the right money for these fights, and he should, because these are big fights with dangerous opponents, and he's never had, let me repeat that again, he's never had $1 million payday throughout his whole career. So with that being said, if there's one guy in boxing who does deserve $1 million payday, don't you think it would be Roman Gonzalez, a guy who is #1 pound for pound, a guy who has went through 4 weight classes, defended his title at least 3 times in 3 of those weight classes, and just went up to a new weight class with no tune-ups and beat a bigger guy who was undefeated? No. I mean, come on, he deserves $1 million payday. And I wanted to really read this article for you guys here, and this is from October 19, 2015, and the title of the article is Roman Gonzalez stands firm on Estrada 2, or money, it's about money. Here is what he said. He said this. He said, in regards to a payday for Estrada, he said, "You already know how much I would want, $1 million or $2 million. It's worth based on where I am. I thank God I'm at a level where I'm at a level I never thought I'd get to. I feel motivated. I'll rest for the rest of this year, and I'm happy for everything that has happened." And you know, that's what it is. He's maintaining that stance for Estrada. That's $1 million fight. He feels personally that HBO won't offer as much for Inoue, and honestly, he has a right to think that because Inoue hasn't fought in the States. Only hardcore boxing fans know him, and HBO has never even put on one of his fights, which is something they should have done once they brought Gonzalez here, but they weren't thinking that far ahead. So that's on HBO, honestly. And Roman has a right to, if he wants to fight Quadras in it was an exciting fight, a fight that sold 7,000 tickets at the Forum, a fight that a lot of you guys out there thought Quadras somehow won. You know, hey, yeah, that's a fight he should take, and I think it'd be a great fight, and it could be a trilogy if Quadras is able to beat him. So I'm mad at Roman, but I understand where he's coming from. So a lot of you guys out there who's saying, you know, this guy's nobody, this guy's, you know, getting reluctant. There's no reluctance, okay? Put the money up, and he'll get in the ring. It's as simple as that. He's maintained that stance since October of last year. I'll put the article in the description for you. So let me know what you guys think about this. Roman Gonzalez rejects a fight offer from Naoya Inoue. The amount was not specified, but leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.